making a waste-free future happen together. Your partner for change, CalRecycle is advancing world-leading reforms to cut waste and build circular use systems for all materials.
More recycling sites for more communities. How $127 million in new investments will make it easier for Californians to cash in their beverage containers. Plus, CalRecycle supports local programs to keep tires from polluting our communities. And DPR updates, the latest on packaging, carpet, sharps, and pharmaceutical programs.
Join California's climate fight and shift to a circular use economy. CalRecycle's monthly public meeting starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for CalRecycle's March 2025 public meeting, where we share important progress and updates as we work together to build a circular system that cuts waste and reuses all materials and products in California. And just as a note, we do have a newly redesigned meeting room here in Byron Share at the Cal EPA headquarters. So we may have technical rough spots that we need to smooth out, so please bear with us. I think there's a little bit of an echo in the room with our loudspeaker on video. But before we begin, here is a brief safety and language access message.
In the event of a fire alarm, we are required to evacuate. Take your valuables and use the exit signs. Do not use the elevators. If you cannot use the stairs, you will be directed to a protective vestibule inside a stairwell. If relocated, exercise caution while crossing the street. Language shouldn't be a barrier when it comes to protecting our air, water, and land. CalRecycle is simulcasting this meeting in both English and Spanish. Click the public meeting banner at the top of calrecycle.ca.gov for a link to our webcast in English and Spanish. If you're attending this meeting in person in Byron Share Auditorium, we have Spanish interpretation devices available. Let our team on the left-hand side of the dais know if you need one. El idioma no debe de ser una barrera cuando se trata de proteger nuestro aire, nuestra agua y tierra. CalRecycle está transmitiendo simultáneamente esta junta pública en español e inglés. Puede encontrar el enlace en línea en español e inglés en la parte superior de nuestra página web calrecycle.ca.gov. Si asiste a esta junta en persona en el auditorio Byron Share, tenemos dispositivos de traducción al español disponibles. Solo informe a nuestro equipo al lado izquierdo del mostrador de presentación si necesita uno.
To help our Spanish language live interpreter during this meeting, we will briefly pause after each item to give our interpreters time to relay the information. To respond to your requests, we have changed our live public comment process to include Zoom participation. You can find the Zoom link on the CalRecycle monthly public meeting webpage. If you prefer to call in by phone, step-by-step instructions are also available on the webpage. If you're attending in person at Cal EPA headquarters, we have microphones available for public comment, or a microphone. And a friendly reminder, we will take comments throughout the meeting at various times. So now please raise your hand in Zoom or call in if you have comments on the upcoming items: the director's report, disaster debris recovery operations, plastic pollution prevention law implementation updates, dealer cooperative updates, or grants program eligibility and award announcements. Before we get started, I want to announce a change to our usual monthly public meeting schedule. Due to changing schedule needs and Earth Month, we will hold CalRecycle's April monthly public meeting on April 22nd, which is Earth Day, at 10 a.m. This is a big change because this one, as we did throughout the COVID work from home, will be an all virtual meeting, and the public can attend again on Zoom or watch our webcast and call in if you have comments or give comments by Zoom. So now, turning to our first agenda item, the director's report. CalRecycle Chief Deputy Director Mindy McIntyre is speaking, Director Zoe Heller is speaking at the Agricultural Council's annual meeting today. So CalRecycle Deputy Director Mindy McIntyre is here for updates. Good morning, Mindy.
And thank you everyone for being here in the room today and bearing with us with this beautiful new setup, but I'm sure it will come with its own as we learn. Okay. CalRecycle remains committed to implementation of SB 54, California's Plastic Pollution Prevention and Packaging Producer Responsibility Act, as we move forward with reinitiating the regulations package. And a bit more from Michelle. CalRecycle also continues to support the federally led wildfire recovery mission in Los Angeles through technical and community outreach and support. And we will also have an update today on our disaster debris recovery team efforts for home sites at the 2024 wildfires. That update is upcoming next. We are also excited to announce the next round of beverage container recycling innovation grants, which will help more Californians around the state have convenient access to redeem their beverage containers, including wine and alcohol containers. So with that, we'll get started.
And now Disaster Recovery Operations Deputy Director Jen Hogan could not be here, but we will have an update of CalRecycle's current recovery efforts. Let's welcome the Head of Engineering Services for Recovery Operations, Derek Bays.
There we go. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Debris removal operations for the 2024 wildfire cleanups managed by CalRecycle have continued with some key milestones reached in the last month. The wet weather, both in north and south, has been welcomed but requires safety allowances while continuing work. More than a third of properties for the Park Fire have been cleared of debris. The Thompson Fire near Oroville Dam is at the 50% mark, and 92% of the properties from Clear Lake's Boyles Fire have been cleared. In Kern County, the cleanup is approaching completion for the Burrell Fire. 90% of homes destroyed in the fire have been cleared, with only 14 remaining. All trees on private property that were in danger of falling on public infrastructure have been removed, and over half the properties have passed soil inspections and final walkthroughs and have been returned to the county and property owners for rebuilding. And that's it for disaster debris recovery operations. Thank you. Back to you, Maria.
Thank you, Derek, and welcome again to the team. Now, our Deputy Director of Circular Economy Division, Michelle Martin, is here with a few regulatory updates. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Maria. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. As Mindy mentioned, CalRecycle remains committed to the goals of the California's plastic and packaging reforms. We will continue to work with interested parties to develop rules that ensure this law is successful in cutting plastic pollution in our state. Huge thanks to the entire team that's worked on this program. Updates will be provided through the Gov Delivery SB 54 listserv. The 2025 nomination process for the Packaging Producer Responsibility Advisory Board is currently underway. 7 advisory board positions are open for appointment. Current board members have the option of seeking reappointment, but must reapply. CalRecycle is accepting nominations through an online application due March 28th. Appointments take effect on July 1st. For more information, please visit the advisory board webpage. And finally, the next Packaging Producer Responsibility Advisory Board meeting is this Friday, March 21st in the Sierra Hearing Room here at the Cal EPA headquarters building. Next on the agenda, CalRecycle concluded a second 15-day comment period for SB 1013 dealer registration and dealer cooperative rulemaking package on March 11th. The package was submitted to the Office of Administrative Law for review and approval on March 13th, with a review deadline of April 25th. Updates will be sent through CalRecycle's proposed regulations and beverage container recycling program general information email lists. Thanks to that team too. CalRecycle's next beverage container redemption innovation grant cycle is fast approaching, and Branch Chief Lauren Barva has a few updates for us.
Thank you, Michelle. Good morning, everyone. Grant-funded projects are making it easier and more convenient for Californians to cash in their beverage containers at innovative recycling sites. There are $127 million available for the upcoming cycles, with $21 million available for dealers, $51 for recycling centers, $15 million for qualifying tribal entities, and $40 million for dealer cooperatives. The department posted draft criteria on February 20th, and held an informational workshop on February 24th to provide an overview of the next rig cycles. A big thanks to everyone who participated. The department received feedback about performance requirements for applications according to their project category. That requirement already forms part of the Dealer Cooperative and Recycling Center framework. Each grant recipient will be required to submit data reports, progress reports, and a final report. Reporting requirement information is available in the grant cycle's procedures and requirements document. Updates to the documents include, for Rig 2, dealers looking to satisfy their Option 1 redeeming in-store requirement, the minimum request amount has been reduced to $150,000. For Rig 3, recycling center applicants, a new project category has been added to set up or upgrade a recycling center using an innovative method of redemption. Instead of submitting one application per project, applicants can now submit one application with multiple project types. The maximum request amount is now $5 million. For Rig 4, qualifying tribal entities, a new project category has been added to set up or upgrade a recycling center using an innovative method of redemption. And for Rig 5, dealer cooperatives, the maximum request amount is now $10 million. And the final change includes updated timelines for all grant program cycles. Beverage container redemption innovation grants help pay for recycling program startup costs for innovative redemption sites like reverse vending machines, mobile recycling, and bag drop programs. Please sign up for the grant program's GovDelivery listserv for updates. And now the application period for the Farm and Ranch Grant Program is also opening soon. There's $1 million available for the cycle. Grants are capped at $50,000 per site with a maximum of $20,000 per eligible applicant each year. Eligible applicants include cities, counties, resource conservation districts, and federally recognized Native American tribes. Property owners must collaborate with one of these entities for cleanup efforts. Program staff recommends using the same application eligibility criteria and evaluation process that was used last cycle. The notice of funds available with more details is expected to be posted in April, with applications for the first cycle due in July and award announcements October 2025. Next on the agenda, applicant eligibility criteria and evaluation process for the next tire drive aggregate grant program cycle. Staff proposes using the same criteria used in last cycle and changing the number of solicitations to 3 instead of the current 2 applications per fiscal year. $750,000 are available for fiscal years 2025, 26, and 2026 and 2027. The tire drive aggregate, or TDA, is a co-effective alternative to conventional construction material in civil engineering projects that help cut waste, tire landfill, and pollution. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Lauren. Okay, next, awards for our local government waste tire enforcement grant program. First, let's watch a quick video on how the program works.
Massive tire fires burning for months or even years led California to track the safe management of its waste tires.
We used to see a lot of illegal dumping of trash and tires.
Across the state, more local governments are taking the lead to protect their communities.
If they're properly stored, there's less of a hazard.
With up to $650,000 in annual funding, CalRecycle's local government waste tire enforcement grant program covers costs for things like program staff, administration, equipment, and travel to support local oversight of neighborhood businesses.
Any facility that generates waste tires, whether it be airports, golf courses, mechanic shop.
Local inspectors ensure local businesses meet state standards for safe hauling, tire storage, disposal, and record keeping.
They take time to really educate the business owners.
They're ensuring the number of tires going into the facility or the number of tires going out.
State funding coupled with CalRecycle training and support helped more than 30 communities take control of their waste tire inspection programs.
I think that just the fact that we're out there doing these inspections really helps out our communities.
Protecting Californians, building trust with local businesses, and advancing California's circular waste-free future.
$5.3 million in local government waste tire enforcement grants has been approved for 29 applicants. More details are linked in today's agenda. Today, we're announcing $1.8 million in awards for our
We want to
recycling of
recycle as
empty
much of our
glass
material
beverage
as we
container
can
grant
back
program.
suppliers. We take glass from here.
And the cleanest recyclables collected.
Sorry.
No worries. Let me start over. Today, we're announcing $1.8 million in awards for our recycling of empty glass beverage containers grant program, a $913,000 grant award for Napa Recycling and Waste Services to set up new regional empty glass beverage container pilot program in the city and county of Napa. The program plans to serve about 225 restaurants and retail establishments currently participating in the grantee's existing curbside recycling program. Also, at $887,000 is being awarded to Hermes Enterprises Incorporated to collect empty glass beverage containers generated in San Diego County bars, restaurants, and retail establishments. The containers will be taken to Los Angeles for processing and recycling. And the grant program is helping boost glass recycling in the state. And I'll toss it back to you, Maria.
Thanks so much, Michelle. So now we're going to go to public comments for the following topics. If we have public comments in the room or on Zoom or the phone, the director's report, the disaster debris recovery operations, the plastic pollution prevention law implementation updates, dealer cooperative updates, and the grants program eligibility and award announcements. Do we have any comments in the room for these topics today? Okay, do we have any comments on Zoom or by phone?
No comments at this time.
Okay. So now we want to, as we get started to the next section, I just wanted to give you a heads up. Please call in now if you have comments on the upcoming items. Pharmaceutical sharps, stewardship updates, solid waste disposal and co-disposal site cleanup grant program awards, or the solid waste facility permits and emergency waivers. So next we have the program manager under the Division of Circular Economy, Cynthia Dunn, to join us with a few stewardship program updates. Good morning, Cynthia.
Good morning. Okay, thank you. So we have two announcements regarding the Drug Take Back Solutions Foundation proposed changes to their pharmaceutical and sharps waste stewardship programs. On January 29th of this year, the foundation notified CalRecycle of proposed changes to its stewardship plan for home-generated sharps waste regarding its mailback program, education and outreach metrics, and local agency requests. The changes describe how ultimate users may receive or request sharps waste containers and mailback materials, how the foundation intends to provide options for removal or reimbursement to local agencies, and updates to the foundation's education and outreach metrics through a survey. CalRecycle accepted public comments on this submission through February 20th. On February 13th, 2025, the foundation notified CalRecycle of proposed changes to its stewardship plan for covered drugs regarding its reasonable geographic spread of authorized collection sites and other changes. The changes described a tiered approach to applying reasonable geographic spread of authorized collection sites changes to the process for notifying potential authorized collectors, and a request for approval of supplemental mailback distribution. CalRecycle accepted public comments on this submission through March 5th. On March 7th, the foundation rescinded attachment A of its proposed changes, which is the portion of the request that proposed changes to its approach to applying reasonable geographic spread of authorized collection sites. So CalRecycle will no longer consider attachment A as part of this change request. CalRecycle is currently reviewing both the drugs and Sharp's proposals as significant changes. Decisions will be posted on CalRecycle's website, announced through our PharmaSharp's Gov delivery email list, and on a future monthly public meeting agenda. For more information on these announcements, see the public notice linked in today's agenda. Additionally, department decisions on 3 prior submittals for the pharmaceuticals and Sharp's EPR programs have been posted online and are also linked in today's agenda. Next, we have a quick carpet stewardship program announcement. CalRecycle is required to review and may adjust the carpet stewardship program goals every 3 years. CARE, the carpet stewardship organization, is required to demonstrate achievement of these goals set by CalRecycle in its annual reports. CalRecycle has published a discussion document linked in today's agenda that provides background on CalRecycle's review and proposed approach to potential goal changes. We value your input on this discussion document and ask that you please send your comments by email to carpet@calrecycle.ca.gov. And we're holding the public comment period through April 2nd. For more updates, you can subscribe to our Carpet Stewardship Gov delivery email list. I cannot say that. Listserv, our carpet listserv. And that's all I have today. Back to you, Maria.
Thanks so much, Cynthia. And now we will move to Deputy Director Mark DeBee of the Waste Permitting Compliance and Mitigation Division to discuss our grant award announcements. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Maria. Thank you. We'd like to announce grant awards made earlier this month in 2 separate grant programs under the Solid Waste Disposal and Co-Disposal Site Cleanup Program. The grant awards are as follows. Under the Illegal Disposal Site Abatement Program, the City of Montclair is receiving $249,000 in grant money. Coachella Valley Conservation Commission is receiving $500,000, and the City of Jurupa Valley is receiving $250,000. And then under our Legacy Disposal Site Abatement Partial Grant Program, the City of Napa is receiving $473,415. You can find more information linked to this item in today's agenda, and I'll just add that we do have some remaining grant funds, and they're available in the second cycle of the Legacy Site grant that's currently under review. Solid waste and tire facility permits and emergency waivers are up next. And here's a quick overview of California facility standards and statewide facility permit update from Environmental Program Manager Paulina Lawrence.
To keep Californians healthy and protect our land, food, water, and air, CalRecycle and local enforcement agencies work together. Local enforcement agencies get community input, process permit applications, conduct inspections, and make sure solid waste facilities follow the law. CalRecycle verifies that permits for solid waste facilities, including landfills and compost sites, comply with state standards and inspections. Agreeing with the LEA that a permit is ready to be issued is known as concurring. Additionally, CalRecycle reviews approved emergency waivers and can modify, limit, or end them. Emergency waivers temporarily modify solid waste facility permits for up to 120 days and may be extended, providing relief for facility operators during disasters, and they're approved by local enforcement agencies. For waste tire facilities, CalRecycle issues and enforces waste tire facility permits to make sure tires are stored and processed safely. Scan this QR code or visit CalRecycle's website for more detailed information.
For those solid waste facility and waste tire facility permit action items issued or concurred from last month, we have for Monterey County, CalRecycle has found that the proposed permit meets all the state requirements and issues on February 25th, 2025, a new minor waste tire facility permit for Madison Lane Material Recycling Center. CalRecycle must make a decision for this permit action item by February 26th, 2025. Continuing on this month's agenda, for Kern County, U.S. Borax Inc. This is a modified solid waste facilities permit. CalRecycle must make a decision for this permit action by May 30th, 2025. For Monterey County, AgroThrive Inc. This is a revised solid waste facilities permit. CalRecycle must make a decision for this permit action by April 11th, 2025. For San Joaquin County, K Export. This is a new minor waste tire facility permit. CalRecycle must make a decision for this permit action by July 8th, 2025. New to this month's agenda for Shasta County, Anderson Landfill Inc. This is a revised solid waste facilities permit. CalRecycle must make a decision for this permit action by April 12th, 2025. Preliminary review of the permit package indicates the following proposed changes. Increase in the design capacity from 16,353,000 cubic yards to 19,028,500 cubic yards, and then updates to the joint technical document. For Orange County, Stanton Recycling and Transfer Facility. This is a modified solid waste facilities permit. CalRecycle must make a decision for the permit action item by May 5th, 2025. Preliminary review of the permit package indicates the following proposed changes. Reduce the permitted area from 11 acres to 10.7 acres, and updating the legal description of the facility, enforcement agency findings, prohibitions, and documents that describe and/or restrict the operation of the facility, self-monitoring, and enforcement agency conditions.
And Polina is live with an update. So Polina.
Okay, so we have one addition for this month, which is for Kern County. It's for Mojave, Rosamond Recycling and Sanitary Landfill. This is a revised solid waste facilities permit. CalRecycle must make a decision for this permit action item by May 12, 2025. Preliminary review of the permit package indicates the following proposed changes. Increase the permitted facility boundary by 23.41 acres for landfill buffer. The permitted area is also increasing from 1,688.49 to 1,711.9 acres. And then there will be updates to the report of facility information. Back to you, Maria.
Thanks so much, Paulina. You can find more information on any of today's agenda items. Just go to CalRecycle's homepage. If you're watching the webcast live today, click on the public meeting web banner at the top of our homepage. Or if you're watching the meeting recording, find the link halfway down CalRecycle's homepage for a link to the agenda and associated public notices. And now it's time for our last round of public comments. So we'll take comments on any topics. First, we'll take comments from the public present in our Sacramento Cal EPA headquarters meeting room, Byron Chair meeting room today. Are there any comments in the room? It appears that there are not. So now, are there any comments on Zoom? If you're on Zoom, please raise your hand.
Yes, we have one comment. Susan Collins, I'm going to ask you to unmute. And go ahead with your comment.
Hello, and thank you for taking my comment today. And good morning. I'm Susan Collins. I'm the president of the Container Recycling Institute. And my comment is about the reporting of the Beverage Container Fund in the governor's budget. It's something that I've brought up for many years in the past. We reviewed the governor's budget again this week, and I want to report on what I found. I'm concerned about the chronic misreporting that has occurred over the last 17 years in the governor's budget with regard to the Beverage Container Recycling Fund. This year, as in past years, we obtained CalRecycle's reports to the Department of Finance and compared the numbers to the governor's budget line by line. And to be clear, the numbers I'm referring to are not projections. They are the financial statement figures for the past year, which is the 2024 fiscal year. The books were closed on that year last fall, and CalRecycle sent their official statements to the Department of Finance. All of the agencies have to do that. And the Department of Finance is supposed to use those figures to prepare the governor's budget. We found errors in all 5 of the funds for the Beverage Container Fund. The sum of the errors across all of the line items totaled $179 million for fiscal year 2024. The good news is that the level of errors has improved compared to the past couple of years. 2 years ago, the sum of the errors exceeded $1.5 billion, and now the sum of the errors is only $179 million, but that is still a staggering amount of errors for any financial statement. For the most part, the line items in the Beverage Container Recycling Fund, that is fund number 0133, were reported correctly. I will send a detailed letter with spreadsheets to both CalRecycle and the legislative budget committees. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Thank you, Susan. We'll take a look.
Are there any other Zoom calls?
Yes, we have one more comment from Leonard. I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Good morning and thank you. I came across a document. It was a document from the U.S. DOJ Solicitor General to Senator Grassley, and it seems to indicate that in their legal interpretation, administrative law judges are not constitutional. Are you aware of that document, and do you see any effect on the California administrative law system, administrative hearing system?
We haven't seen that document and no, don't have an assessment of the impact at this time.
I'll see if I can get you a copy. That's it for me.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have another comment from Heidi Sandburn. I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the updates. As you know, there was a very big decision last Friday from the governor's office to not release the SB 54 regulations to OAL, and I just want to highlight how impactful that decision has been to industry. We have had multiple companies call us and say, what do we do? What do we do? And I've been telling them the law is the law, proceed as planned, but the sooner we get these regulations back on track and done, the better. And I'm saying this to all my colleagues who are out there lobbying to delay them. I sincerely hope we can all work together to get these regulations and the minor tweaks fixed and get them back and finished so that companies have certainty in a time where we've got tariffs coming from the federal government, a lot of uncertainty out there and in the markets. And the last thing they need right now is more uncertainty. So I just want to get that on the record. And for the EPS, which was the first expanded polystyrene, the ban that was going to go into place January 1st after the determination was made they weren't recycling, 25% of that material. It would be extremely helpful to have something to point to from the state that says it's in place. We have literally nothing to talk to restaurants about or purchasers, and just hope that the sellers of those products are not selling them into California. But we're still seeing it out there, and we hope it's just sell through. But I think it's a very big missed opportunity of a very strongly and thoughtfully negotiated bill, to have a delay on that at a time we've got so much litter. So just wanted to say those things. Thank you.
Thank you for the comment. And as mentioned earlier, CalRecycle and the administration is fully supportive of maintaining those deadlines in SB 54, including the rates and dates that are in statute. So thank you very much for the comment, and we will be reaching out with the new timeline very shortly.
Those are all the comments that we have for now.
Okay, so with that, we want to let you know you can find the March 2025 monthly public meeting recordings in both English and Spanish on CalRecycle's YouTube channel as soon as possible. And I also wanted to give another reminder that next month we will hold the monthly public meeting on April 22nd, which is the fourth Tuesday, which is also Earth Day at 10 a.m. And this will be an all virtual meeting. So no one will be, I think there's another meeting happening in this room. So it's only available virtually, but you can attend on Zoom or watch the webcast and call in. Please, if you have a comment, please follow our social media platforms and GovDelivery email list for updates. And thanks to everyone who participated in this month's public meeting. We will see you next month. Thank you.